Hi fitness team, welcome back to my living room for another workout. Today we're going to be doing an over 50s workout, which is going to be slightly lower impacts for anyone who has any movement limitations or any injuries. I will be providing some alternative exercises if one of the exercises hurts an injury or we can't do very well. For today's workout, all you'll need is either dumbbells or 2 water bottles, just to add a bit of extra weight to some of the movements. Let's dive into it. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with a bit of a warm-up. So first exercise is going to be a trunk twist. We're just going to rotate side to side, a nice gentle rotate so we don't overextend and jar our spine at all. As we rotate, we're going to pivot on the ball of our foot to get a full movement through the leg and the hips. After we do 20 seconds of the trunk twist, we're going to do 20 seconds of chest swings. Again, nice and gentle, nothing too jarring for the shoulders. So we're going to do 20 seconds of each, 3 times through. Let's do it. Next 2 exercises for our warm-up, we're going to do a hip rotation and arm circle. So for the hip rotation, we're going to lift one leg up, around and down. Same thing to the other side, up, around and down. So we're going to alternate each way. Open up the hip as much as possible, but don't push it or force it too much. And then we're going to go into the arm circles. So arm circles, we're just going to go up and around. Getting a nice big reach, opening up through the shoulders and the chest. So again, it's a 20 of each exercise, 2 times through this time. Let's do it. Okay, last round of exercises. We're going to do a high knee stepping movement. So we're not going to be running on the spot, just a nice gentle knee lift. So knees up to hip height, get a little bit of an arm swing into it, just so we can get the blood moving around the body. After we've done 20 seconds of those, we're going to go into 20 seconds of windmills. So we're going to sit in to our hip, tapping our ankle or our toes with our opposite hand, keeping our arms nice and straight, stepping over to the other side. So we're going to rotate through the core, shifting our weight from hips to hips. Okay, let's get ready for those exercises. Now we're going to dive into a couple of static stretches just to loosen up the muscles a little bit. Starting off with a quad stretch. If you hold onto a pole or a couch or a friend for this one, you can. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And swapping sides. And then we're going to lace our fingers behind our back, pressing our hands away from our chest, chest away from our hands. One final one, going into a quad stretch, so hamstring stretch. We're going to go one leg straight out in front, and we're going to put a little bit of pressure on the top of our thigh, just a tiny bit, gentle push, so we're stretching out through the back of our leg. And swapping sides. Okay, let's dive into the workout now. Okay, so next round of exercises, we're going to do 2 exercises, 40 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 2 times through. We're going to be doing squats or deadlifts if you can't do a squat, and bent over rows. So for the squat, we're going to hold 1 dumbbell or water bottle up at our chest. We're going to hold our elbows up nice and high, and we're going to sink into the hips, keeping our chest up nice and tall. As we come down, we want to have a small shift forward through our ankles to make sure that we're keeping weight on our quads and not on our lower back at all. And then for the deadlift, if you can't do a deadlift, this one we're going to start by toes pointing forward, shoulders tucked back, bending over the hips, keeping the dumbbell nice and tight to your body, driving up through your feet, standing up tall. As you stand up, you want to focus on squeezing your hamstrings and your glutes through the back of your legs, keeping the shoulder blades tucked down. And then the next exercise, the bent over row, we're going to grab both our dumbbells. We're going to bend over the hips, shoulder blades tucked back, soft bend through the knees. We're going to have about a fist width between our elbows and our ribs. We're going to squeeze through our upper back, bring the dumbbells up towards our ribs, making sure that we're keeping the top of the shoulders relaxed so we're not lifting up through our shoulders. We're squeezing through our upper back. Okay, let's dive into it. 40 seconds of each exercise, 10-second rest, 2 times through. squats. We want to make sure that we're feeling our weight through our quads and our glutes. Make sure that we're squeezing our upper back. Focus on squeezing through our shoulder blades. Nice slow movements, focus on the muscles. Okay, let's get ready to dive into the next round of exercises. Okay, so next two exercises, we're going to be doing side lunges, we're going to be doing shoulder press or curls, depending on what your shoulder mobility is like. So we're going to be doing 40 seconds of each exercise, 10-second rest in between, 2 times through. First exercise for the side lunges, we're just going to go body weight for this one. We're going to step out to the side, sitting into the hips, driving up from the hips, alternating sides. The focus on this one is we want to keep both toes and knees pointing forward while we sit into the hip. You don't want to step out so wide that the foot is wider than the hip. And we want all the focus on the glutes, so if we don't feel anything through our hips, we want to sit back a bit more so we're not putting weight on our knees. And then the next exercise, we're going to grab our dumbbells or our water bottles and we're going to do a shoulder press. So we're going to go wrist facing out, starting with the dumbbells up at shoulder height. We're going to brace our core to protect our lower back. And we're going to press up overhead, rounding the dumbbells towards each other. Nice, slow, controlled movements. If a shoulder press isn't feeling good for you, if it's a little bit too rough on the shoulders, we can just do a bicep curl, curling hips to chest, making sure again you're keeping the elbows locked at your side, bracing the core so we're not swinging through the lower back. Okay, let's dive into it.
Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend, for it's our last refrain.
Make sure the toes and the knees are pointed forward on the side lunges.
Ever strong, ever brave. Memories like this never end. No, they don't fade away. So
take your time on each movement. Make sure that the hips are being pushed back so we're not putting any weight through our knees.
Close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun.
Awesome work, team. Take the movement slow.
Here's to the ones who let shine through the rain, the ones who stood for something more. We won't forget your names. The tide is high,
slow.
say goodbye.
Keep the
We
top of
said
the
it
shoulders
safe.
relaxed.
And all those midnight secrets told, we'll take them to the grave. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun.
Awesome work,
Close
team.
to the sun. Close to the sun. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun.
Make sure we got our core
Keep
braced
holding on,
so that we're protecting our lower back.
and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain.
Okay, so for the next round of exercises, we're going to be diving on the floor. Okay, so for the next round of exercises, we're going to be doing 30 seconds of each one with a 10-second rest in between 3 times. First one is going to be a pullover. So for the pullover, we're going to grab our dumbbell or water bottle. We're going to lie back on the floor, knees up in the air, and we're going to brace our core. From here, we're going to hold the dumbbell or water bottle by either side. We're going to bring the dumbbell or water bottle back behind our head, making sure that we're not arching our back as we come up, but we're keeping our lower back tight and our core engaged. And we're going to bring the dumbbell back up to our chest. So back behind our head, engaging our core, back behind our head, and up to our chest. From here, the next exercise, we're going to do hip extensions. So we're going to place the dumbbell across our hip bones. We're going to make sure that our ankles are in line with our knees in line with our hips, toes pointing forward. We're going to squeeze our glutes, squeeze our butt, pushing our hips up towards the ceiling, and we're going to keep that squeeze as we lower the dumbbell down. And we're going to keep holding the glutes up the top. So you'll notice that as I'm going down super, super slowly to focus on that squeeze. Okay, let's dive into it.
Seeing monsters out your window. No, you can't sleep. You pretend though. You don't have to play the hero. 'Cause I got you like you got me. When the earth shakes, when the bombs scream, until our last breath, every heartbeat.
As we bring the dumbbell or water bottle back behind our head on the pullover, make sure that you brace your core so you're protecting your lower back from arching up.
You go to war, then I'm going with you. Pick
sure we hold the hip extension at the top for a second, really squeezing our butt, squeezing our glutes. Keep that squeeze as you lower your hips down. Really take your time with it. Awesome work. Hold it a little bit longer. Almost at the end.
When your nightmares turn to real life and the ground's with landmines, we will face it, standing side by side.
Only bring the weight back as far as you feel comfortable, keeping it just a little bit off the ground.
There's nothing I won't do. When you sound the alarms and the chaos is rising, leading the charge, I'm coming, I'm fighting. Swear on the breath that I breathe, I'll never retreat, I'll be your army. Seeing monsters out your window, no you can't sleep, you pretend though, you don't have to play the hero. Cause I got you like you got me. When the earth shakes, when the bombs scream, until with every heartbeat. You know I'll come running. You go to war, then I'm going with you.
Okay, so now we're going to go into our next round of floor exercises. Okay, so for the next round of exercises, again, we're going to be doing 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 3 times through. So for the first exercise, we're going to be doing chest press. So for the chest press, we're going to grab our dumbbells or our water bottles. We're going to lie back on the floor. We're going to brace our core with our knees up. We're going to have our wrists facing forward, bending our elbows out to the side, squeezing our chest. We're going to press the dumbbells back up towards our center. We want to keep the top of our shoulders relaxed so that we're not bringing our shoulders all the way up to our ears. We want to focus on squeezing our chest on this one. Really important to keep our wrists in line with our elbows. After we've done that, we're going to sit up for the next exercise and we're going to do a quad lift. So for the quad lift, we're going to sit in an L position with our chest up nice and tall, back straight, shoulders down. And then here we're going to lift our leg about an inch off the floor, not very far, keeping our core braced, squeezing the top of our quad. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds of the 30-second round. At the 15-second mark, we're going to swap sides. This one looks quite easy, but it's actually quite tough. Okay, let's dive into the round.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
Making sure that you're keeping your elbows just off the floor, keeping the tensions on the muscles.
All we'll ever trust. Yeah. No, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, and on we'll go.
Really focus on squeezing our thigh, the top of our quads. Make sure we're not letting that lower back round. Make sure that we got the top of the shoulders relaxed, so we're squeezing the center of our chest.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.
Making sure that you're keeping your elbows just off the floor, keeping the tensions on the muscles.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Make sure we keep our chest up nice and tall, back straight. We want our legs just an inch or two off the floor.
And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. We'll go.
Making sure that you're keeping your elbows just off the floor, keeping the tensions on the muscles.
Till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
We're going to tighten the space between our armpits and the center of our chest.
through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is
Keep the
all
chest
we'll
up
ever
tall.
trust.
Home stretch, you're almost there.
No, I don't wanna waste what's
Awesome work.
left. And on we'll go through the wastelands.
Okay, now we're going to finish off with some stretches. Okay, so for the stretches, we're going to start by lying on our back. We're going to bring our left leg up in the air, lacing our fingers behind our knee, pressing our knee into our hands, stretching out through the hamstrings. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. We're going to swap sides. And then from here, we're going to bend both our knees into our chest. We're going to stack our knees over to the right hand side with our palms facing up, out wide, in line with our shoulders. And we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths here. Now Now we're going to swap to the other side, stacking our knees over to the right hand side now with our palms up in the air. Okay, now we're going to go sitting up into the next stretch. So for the next stretch, we're going to bring our left hand behind our head and we're going to hold on to our left elbow with our right hand stretching out through our tricep, through the back of our arm. And swapping sides. Next we're going to bring our right hand over behind our head and now we're going to hold on to our right elbow with our left hand, again stretching out through the triceps. And we're going to relax there now. Thank you so much for joining me for this class today. I hope we're feeling more mobile now, ready for the rest of our day. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.